Hey there and welcome to Comedy Recapped. Today we'll be examining 2008's Blonde and Blonder. Beware, spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. A Volkswagen Beetle drives into the parking lot of a flight school. A woman named Dee Twiddle is seen next, looking at herself in the mirror as she does her makeup. Dee soon leaves and meets a woman who she will later know as Dawn St. Dom, who helps her remove a piece of paper stuck to her skirt. Dee and Dawn meet on the plane. They immediately become friends after finding that they have lots in common. They each think that the other is an instructor and set the plane for takeoff. Soon, they realize that they're both just students and not instructors. The women begin to panic and crash the plane on a golf course, but luckily they survive the accident and walk out unharmed. Meanwhile, the godfather of the mob devises a plan to hire the best assassins known, named Cat, to kill a man named Rimoli. Rimoli is running the Beaver Patch Lounge and a former mafia member. Dee drives Dawn home in her Volkswagen Beetle, crashing on the way. Dee and Dawn soon find out that they are neighbors. Dee asks Dawn, "How long have you lived here?" She tells her, 9 months, and she asks, "How about you?" to Dawn. To which she replies saying, "Not nearly that long. A year?" Dee invites Dawn inside to see her pet tortoise, which happens to have a gas problem. Dee tells Dawn her dream is to own a tortoise orphanage and be a dancer. Dawn's dream is to marry Mr. Wonderful, which turns out to be a pilot. Wearing a smile on her face, Dawn thanks Dee and inquires about watching her dance sometime. Dee decides to show some of her dance steps. Impressed by this, Dawn is persuaded by Dee to give it a try and ends it with a big finish. Dee is impressed and calls her a natural. Dawn disagrees. She tells Dee that she's been training for 8 years for that. Confused, Dee asks if she was a dancer. Dawn tells her that she was a gymnast. "I tried out for the National Park Olympics and I placed 90, she adds. Now friends, Dee helps Dawn find a job and decides to help her with a dance gig in the Beaver Patch Lounge. Elsewhere, 2 agents, Agent Gardenia and Agent Campbell, are interrupted in their lie detecting game and are assigned a job. Gangsters Leo and Swan, however, are curious to put a face on the famous Cat, #1 assassin. They wait outside the Beaver Patch Lounge to get their answer the moment Cat and Kit walk out of the building. Dee and Dawn get into Rimoli's office, the man who runs the Beaver Patch Lounge, and commence with their performance. While performing their big finish, they find out that Rimoli is dead. Confused, they accidentally start a fire and immediately hurry to leave the building, and they are mistaken for the Cat and her assistant Kit by the gangsters. Dee and Dawn rush out of the building, and the real Cat, along with her new assistant Kit, leave the building immediately after. Leo and Swan follow Dee and Dawn, believing that they are Cat and Kit. They tail Dee and Dawn home and then approach them to propose a job. The job is to take out Hong Wong, the Godfather's next target. Hong Wong also happens to be the head of the Triads in Niagara Falls. Leo and Swan offer them the sum of $250,000 for the job. As you would expect, Dee and Dawn misinterpret this, and they accept the job thinking it's to take Hong Wong out on a date. The police get intel on Dee and Dawn, and soon after, they too are tracking them, thinking they are Cat and Kit. Meanwhile, the Godfather is afraid that Cat would not complete the job since she's now working with an assistant, which goes against the Code of Assassins. He decides to send Leo and Swan to monitor the progress of the job and ensure that Hong Wong is killed. The real Cat and Kit learn that someone is impersonating them, and they decide to tail them and put an end to them. Dee and Dawn arrive in Niagara, and they lodge in the Casino Hotel, which is owned by Hong Wong. Excited to be in such luxury, they begin jumping on the bed in joy. They take their baths and get into new clothes. They then leave their room to find Hong Wong. The girls talk in the casino, and Dawn volunteers to ask around for Hong Wong's whereabouts. She leaves Dee, who is immediately approached by a man who politely asks her to help him throw the dice for his game. She accepts and throws it across the room in confusion. The man appreciates her. Cat and Kit also arrive at the hotel. Kit leaves for the reception desk to book a room. Kit and Dawn meet at the reception, where Dawn is asking for the information booth and is given directions. Kit gets suspicious and tails her. She hears Dawn tells the attendant at the information booth that she's going to take Hong Wong out. Dawn meets up with Dee and tells her the location of Hong Wong. They are both unaware that Kit is spying on them. Dawn returns to the casino and leaves to meet Mr. Hong Wong. Kit quickly informs Kat and they begin to tail Dee. Kat and Kit plan to eliminate Dawn and Dee for taking credit for the job they have done, and also for using their reputation. Dee meets with Hong Wong's assistant who interrogates her before accepting to let her in. The assistant is knocked off by Kat just after showing Dee the way to Mr. Hong Wong. Meanwhile, in the casino, Dawn falls and her money is placed on the gambling table and she decides to let it roll. She walks out with millions of dollars. Dee meets Mr. Hong Wong having a meeting with Leo and Swan, and almost blows their cover. She gets acquainted with Hong Wong. Agent Gardenia and Agent Campbell arrive at the casino in search of the two blondes. Dee meets Dawn's dream man and tries to tell him about Dawn when the police arrive. Hong Wong sees them, he drags Dee and makes a run for it. Kat and Kit try to take advantage of the situation. Dawn runs into her dream guy and they kiss, but she leaves him to find her friend. Dee tries to resist and Wong threatens her using a weapon, which he claims is fully loaded. Next, Mr. Wong puts her on a speedboat. So, of course, Dawn steals a speedboat to get to Dee. She is soon joined by her dream guy who takes over the wheel. Kat and Kit also follow and the chase begins. The police fly their plane and try to stop them from the sky. Dawn's dream guy is shot and injured. The police head to Mr. Wong's boat. Agent Gardenia gives the order to round everyone up and they are all arrested. Dawn and Dee meet on dry land. Very happy to see each other, the girls kiss and Dawn introduces Dee to her dream man, Ken. Just when Dee and Dawn are about to be taken in as criminal assassins, Kat comes out claiming to be the real deal and exposes the crime she had committed. This makes the police believe her and she's taken into custody. The movie of course ends on a very happy note, with Dawn and Dee promising kids to open their turtle orphanage and save as many turtles as possible. And that is a wrap for Blonde and Blonder. That's gonna wrap up this recap. We really hope you have enjoyed it. If so, please click the subscribe button with notifications turned on so you don't miss a single video. Thank you so much for watching and we will see you in the next one.